The final step in this unit is to study the anatomy of the male.
Turn to the diagram starting on page 855 of your textbook.
And to the models and photos on the Q drive. Now let's trace the sperm from its origin to the outside of the male penis. So, where is sperm produced? In what organ? Did you say testes? Well, you're correct. But what is the nature of this organ? Is it a hollow ball with sperm floating around inside of it? Well, no. If you look at the diagrams in your text, you can see the nature of the testes. It is a mass of microscopic coiled tubes, along the lining of which sperm are produced. You should know by now that the name of the game for structure and function is surface area. Thus, a large surface area is necessary for the huge number of cells that are going to produce the millions of sperm. And these cells that produce sperm are found along the linings of the small tubules that are within the testes. These tubules are called seminiferous tubules, and they're packed densely into a mass that we call the testes. So the testes is not a solid mass. Instead, it consists of tightly coiled seminiferous tubules. Think about that the next time you're feasting on those mountain oysters at McClintock's Saloon. Now, along the lining of these tubules, spermatogenesis is taking place.
Can you see spermatogenesis taking place on page 859?
What process is taking place here? Is it mitosis or meiosis? Well, you can see that both occur in the testes, but actual sperm production is through meiosis, and we'll study this in more detail during our lecture. So if sperm are produced by meiosis, how many chromosomes does a normal sperm have? If you said 23, you are correct. That's half the number of the normal body chromosomes. When sperm are produced, they enter the lumen of the seminiferous tubule and collect into the rete testes. Notice here also how the afferent ductules connect the rete testes to the tubes of the epididymis. It is here, in the epididymis, that sperm are stored and continue their maturation. The rest of the flow during ejaculation can be followed by looking at the diagrams in your text. The sperm flows out the ductus deferens, or vas deferens. It is this tube that is cut during a vasectomy. As the vas deferens flows by the bladder, it enlarges into the ampulla and joins the seminal vesicle at the ejaculatory duct. You need to understand the difference between sperm and semen to understand what happens next. Sperm are the actual reproductive cells of the male, while semen is the sperm plus the reproductive fluids. Sperm is actually a very small percentage of the volume of semen. Most of the volume is contributed by 3 glands along the ejaculatory pathway. You have met the first, the seminal vesicle. While this gland sounds like it would store sperm, it does not. It's a gland. It is one of the 3 glands that produce an alkaline fluid to help the sperm survive in the acidic environment of the vagina. The other 2 glands are the prostate and the bulbal urethral glands. These 3 glands together make up the bulk of semen, and as I said before, the sperm are actually only a very tiny amount of the overall amount of semen. Let's continue following the journey in the male reproductive system. At the ejaculatory duct, the sperm, now mixed with fluids from the seminal vesicle, thus the semen, enters the urethra at the prostate gland. The fluid is now called semen. The first portion of the urethra is called the prostatic urethra. More fluid is added to the semen from the prostate gland. Next, the semen enters the membranous urethra, where more secretions are added from the bulbal urethral gland, and then to the penile or spongy urethra, and through the penile orifice to the environment, or into the vagina, or, well, let's not go there. So there you have it, the final tracing of this unit and this course. Yay! As usual, there are models to study and anatomy to learn that is not part of the tracing. But as usual, it's all in the lab objectives on pages 35 and 36. So study up and good luck. This is the last time you have to listen to these mind-numbing audios. Aren't you delighted? I really want to wish you good luck in your life and in attaining your goals, and I hope to see you again under more pleasant circumstances. So shut this thing off already.